All right, good morning everyone, good afternoon, good evening, joining us from different parts of the world. It's another time to have our team, Adbond Team Fitness, Mental Fitness. And like we all know, we do this at Adbond in order to inform our minds to fulfill our goals and achieve purpose. And it's another beautiful Monday. My name is Awoyemi. I'll be taking you on developing your leadership skills. Like we all know, one of the major problems we have in Africa, we have in our country today, is the problem of leadership. And so we'll be doing very well to talk about this in the next few minutes. So let's go. The first thing we'll be talking about here is the opening quote. And it says, people will summarize your life in one sentence when you die. People will summarize your life in one sentence when you die. Pick it now and become it while still living. All right, this is a quote from John Maxwell, and the reason why I brought this up is because Nigerians feel entitled, and we feel like Nigeria holds all a lot, and we don't hold Nigeria. And if we are going to really achieve purpose and fulfill destiny, we need to actually own our leadership skills. And what John Maxwell is saying here is that every day of our lives when we wake up, we should remember the day we would leave planet Earth. That what will people say about me when I leave? I don't know if you're thinking about that right now. I don't know if you've thought about that. I go to burials and I see a lot of people talk about people when they die, and after some few days, that's all. And at the same time, we'll have people that generations to generations, we hear people talking about them. We hear what they have done, and we can't even do without talking about them. So I don't know which category you belong to, which category you love to belong to. So I want you to think about it. Think about one sentence that people should remember about you, when you leave planet Earth. For me, I want people to remember that Stephen lived to touch lives. Stephen lived to change things. And I want generations to generations talk about me, that somebody came to planet Earth and made a dent in the world. So summarize your life in one sentence when you die. Pick up that sentence and start living it now. All right, so I'll just go ahead and talk about the keywords in this training. The first is develop, the other one is leadership, the third one is skill. So what does it mean to develop? To develop means to grow or cause to grow and become mature, advanced, or elaborate. That's according to Oxford Dictionary. What is leadership? Leadership is the capacity to influence others through inspiration, motivated by passion, generated by a vision, produced by a conviction, ignited by a purpose. From this definition, if we turn it backwards and pick it up from the end, it says that for you to even pick up anything in leadership, you must have a purpose. You must have discovered a purpose. And you can't discover a purpose if you don't have an interaction with your creator. It's that can let you know why you are existing. And so when you know why you are existing, it generates a belief in you. It is that belief that brings about a conviction that I'm here on planet Earth to make a difference, and then you keep living towards that conviction. That conviction about yourself, the self-belief you have in yourself, is what will bring about pictures of your future. You start imagining the things you can do in the future. You start saying that, things can change. You start seeing things from the present and know that, in the future, a lot can come out of it. That's because you have, that conviction from your purpose. And what that vision does is that it generates a passion in you. You have that drive, that desire to want to deliver that thing which you have seen. And when people see this drive, it is what motivates them to want to follow you. It's what motivates them to be influenced. And they also start believing in themselves that they have a reason why they are living. So that is leadership definition from Dr. Maxwell. And what is the meaning of skill? Skill is the ability to do something well, your expertise. All right, I'll just quickly talk about some statements of fact in leadership. The first one is, leadership is not an exclusive club for the elite people who were born with it. Growing up, we realized that, in our schools, for me, I'm speaking for myself right now, growing up from school, from environment, people make us feel like not everybody is born to lead. We have some select people that are supposed to be presidents, we have some select people that are meant to rule, in some certain aspect of life. And, this statement, leadership is not an exclusive club for the few, makes us understand that leadership is for everybody. We are all born to be leaders. Every human has the instinct and capacity for leadership, but most do not have the courage or the will to cultivate it. We were all born to lead in our areas of our gifting. All living beings are created to live in a particular area of gifting. So if anybody is telling you at any point time t that you are meant to just exist, you are not meant to lead, that is a big lie, because the Almighty God that we serve created us to lead in our area of gifting. Also, one statement about leadership is that the toughest leadership challenge is leading oneself. By the time we get to understand what leadership is, the first aspect of leadership is to try to start leading ourselves. And it is the toughest thing to do. The moment you can lead yourself well, it becomes easy for you to lead other people. And then the last thing there is, a true leader is distinguished by a unique mental attitude that emerges from an internalized discovery of self, which creates a strong, positive, and confident self-concept and self-worth. One thing about leadership, or one thing about leaders, is that they have a unique mental mindset that makes them understand that they have a reason for existence. It creates a self-worth in them and makes them believe that there is something about me that I'm meant to give to my world. All right, so from there, I'll ask the big question. For anything to undergo development, discovery must have taken place first. Before we can even talk about developing your leadership skills, the first question I would ask is, have you found out your area of leadership yet? Have you been able to discover your area of leadership? So before we talk about developing something, we need to talk about the discovery of that particular thing. So how can you discover your leadership niche, the particular area of leadership you were meant to lead? The first thing is that you must have a connection to your source. In order to get your call, you have to have a connection to your source. Who is your cause? Who is your source, rather? Your source is the creator, the person that created you. For you to really know where you are to go in life, for you to know that area you're meant to lead, you have to be connected to your source. To discover the area where you are to lead, you must discover God's purpose for creating you. The next is that you must have a sense of direction that gives a conviction. You need to know the area you are meant to lead, that area of gifting you're meant to lead. You need to have a sense of direction. That's a vision about where you are meant to be, a picture of your future. A leader has a glimpse of the end from the beginning. Another one is that you must have a heart of service. Leadership is not measured by how many people serve you, it is measured by how many people you serve. And the secret to greatness is in service. So if you are to discover your leadership niche, you must have that heart that serves people. You are thinking of people first. Next one is that you must genuinely love people. If you're ever going to discover your leadership niche, you have to love people. When we seek to bring out the best in others, we somehow bring out the best in ourselves. True leadership focuses on others first before considering oneself. If you are going to discover that area we are meant to lead, you have to genuinely love people. You are thinking about Nigeria and you are looking out for a space where you are meant to lead. The first is to start loving everybody just as yourself. And the fifth thing is be found in the company of people. Associating with people that inspire you, challenge you to rise higher, people that make you better, is key to discover your leadership niche. One of the things you must do if you must discover the area where you're meant to lead is to be in the company of right people. So these are the 5 things you can do in order to discover your leadership niche. All right, so what are the 5 major attributes every leader must have? I realized that, in my journey in life, industries I have been able to find myself, and then at Harbond Harvest and Homes, one of the few things I see in our leaders, they are the ones here. And the first thing first is dedication to purpose and passion. Like I said, before you can lead at all, you must have discovered an area where God wants you to lead. All right, and so the first thing that you need to have as a leader is that you must be dedicated to that purpose and that passion. Like I said, the purpose is your reason for existence, the reason why you're created. Your passion is the desire to fulfill the reason why you're existing. So the first thing first is to be dedicated to the purpose and to be dedicated to the passion. Number 2 is commitment to your daily agenda. Commitment to your daily agenda. Cal Newport said something about deep work. He said for every one of us to really do well in life, for every one of us to stand out, we must be given to deep work. He was saying that work is a professional activity that you do in an environment that is free of distraction. You have 0 distraction and you have total concentration. And in our present world, it's very hard for us to find ourselves doing deep work because there's distraction everywhere. You are pressing your phone, you are doing this, you are doing that. So in order for you to really lead well, you must be committed to deep work. That's your daily agenda. Leadership is more about daily activity. Because it's a destination, it's a journey rather than a destination. You have to be given to it every day, given to deep work. He talked about what's it called? He talked about Bill Gates when he was going to write the first program for BASIC that made Microsoft what it is today. He had to go in 1974. He had to go to a starting place where he sat down for 2 weeks. He would wake up, think, go back to it, wake up, think about it. He talked about J.K. Rowling as well, the woman that wrote Harry Potter. And when she was about completing Harry Potter, she had to leave her house and went to rent an hotel in Edinburgh in order to run away from distraction. And that was what enabled her to be able to write the last part of Harry Potter. So if you are going to the attribute you must have, you must be committed to your daily agenda. You must make every day count. You must not count the day, but rather make every day count. The next one is self-discipline. Like I said, the first part of leadership is leading yourself. If you can lead yourself well, it becomes easy for you to lead others well. So self-discipline is key for you to lead well. The next one is humility and flexibility. Humility is what makes you see everyone as important. It is what makes you see everyone is created to fulfill a specific purpose. When you are humble, it makes you to be able to learn from people. Even when you have people that are following you, you always want to listen to them. You always want to learn from them because you are humble enough to learn. So this is an attribute a leader must have. The other one is flexibility. You must be flexible enough in order to adapt to changes. One of the things that helped us at Advent Harvest and Homes is the ability to be flexible. We adapt to changes. The moment they come, we can see them and then adapt to them. The last one is innovation. A leader cannot keep doing the same thing the same way every time. Change must always come in. If you're going to lead well, if you're going to make mark in this life, you must be given to innovation, constantly changing things. All right, an acronym for leadership is what is here. I will let that go because the part 2 of this will still be coming up by our leader himself. L is for listen and learn, E is for emotional intelligence, A is for accessibility, D is for determination, E is for effective communication, R is for resilience, S is for servant attitude, H is for hands of delegation, I is for integrity, and P is for power of humility. Okay, what do I want to recommend from all I've said this morning? The first thing is the greatest act of leadership is mentoring. If you want to learn, achieve, accumulate, or accomplish, if what you learn, rather, achieve, accumulate, or accomplish dies with you, then you are a generational failure. So the first recommendation is be a mentor to 1, 2, or more people. The moment you have found out your leadership niche, the moment you have cultivated the attributes, one of the first things you must do is to look out for people that you can pass down what you have learned to. You must not die with everything, and that's why the greatest act of leadership is mentorship. So you have to get someone that will carry on after you. When you're gone, people have to start thinking about you, and then they can keep following your course because you have passed it down to them. The next one is the higher you want to climb in life, the more you need leadership. The greater the impact you want to make, the greater your influence. If you want to make huge impacts in life, take your leadership skills to the next level. Like I said with this first training, what we're trying to do with this first training is to help you to discover your leadership niche before we can talk about you developing the skills. So I realized that in Nigeria as well, if you want to get to the top, if you want to impact everyone around you, the first thing you really need to do is to own your leadership skills. Discover your leadership niche and then build up on the skills that will make you lead well. What's my closing for today? It says, if your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more and become more, you are a leader. If your actions, what you do on a daily basis, if it inspires people around you to dream more, it inspires people, if it inspires people around you to learn more, if it inspires people around you to do more and become more, you are a leader. This is a quote by John Quincy Adams. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me this morning on Advent's team Mental Fitness on developing your leadership skills 1. You can leave us a comment. You can give us suggestions on our. Please do also subscribe to the page. Thank you for joining us today.